I I was just reflecting, I was sitting in the sun just a few minutes ago and it felt so good. It felt so warm and I didn't even need a scarf and it's winter time because the sun just touching my skin just felt so good. And it made me think of blankets, it made me think of, you know, our blankets in this world that we live in this society, has always been the comforts that we believe are comforting. From a house to a home to an apartment to having a car to being able to buy any type of food you want for that day to being able to buy clothes that you want, things that you want, being a part of religious organizations that give you social fellowship, having an opportunity to call anyone at any time that will listen to whatever it is you're going through, knowing that people have your back no matter what happens. And that's what I had for so long. Having been a Jehovah's Witness, I had thousands, literally, no exaggeration, of friends who would be there for me in a minute. Anything, they'd be there for me in a minute, as long as I agreed with them. And then I had the things that I needed to also add on to my comforts. And so all that time I thought that the Most High was giving me security and that I was feeling that way because of Him. But what I realized eventually was that that wasn't the case. You see, all those things I lost. All of those things became enemies of mine. Because when I no longer thought in that frame of mind, I was abandoned by the very same people that claimed to love me. And in addition, I started to lose the comforts of the things around me as well. So although I could still have a pillow and a blanket, those things no longer gave me comfort. In fact, I felt so vulnerable. I felt like there was nothing protecting me, and I would cry. I would cry all the time, and I was like, I just couldn't understand why in a crowd I was lonely. Why there were no layers of anything that could make me feel secure. Even family, I felt lonely. And so what I realized in all the wisdom of it all for the past 3 years was that the only time I felt good was when I was learning and studying. And when I wasn't, I felt lonely and vulnerable again. And so I looked up and I was like, wow, you shown me something here. I was brought so low. I was brought down to nothing. Even with things around me, I was brought to nothing in order that I see that the real security is Him. Nothing else that is tangible, that I can touch, can give me what He can give me. And so being alone all of that time, I needed it. I needed it to know what was the reality and what was the real truth of it all, was that it was Him. It is Him, and only Him that can do that for us. And He showed me that, there are people that are forced to do things through peer pressure because other people have told them how to live their lives. And that's religion. And I lived my life as a Jehovah's Witness based on the things that I was told I should be doing. And so if you weren't doing them as a Jehovah's Witness, other people would even look on and kind of pity you. So you didn't want to feel pitied, so you did the right thing because other people are going to see you. And see, the Most High wanted me to see that. He wants you to see that. That it doesn't matter what other people say or they do when it comes to Him. But it's what He shows you and you employ in your life. You see, if you're doing things because other people tell you to do it, you have thus created a religion. And you have allowed them to impose their religion on you. So whatever I have changed in my life throughout these past 3 years has not been because anyone has told me to do it. If I have not been convicted by what I am studying to change it, then no one will ever be allowed within my circle to tell me that I should be doing it. And whatever the Father has not shown me yet, I do not do, even if someone else is doing it. And so there's no peer pressure within this circle anymore. So what I do because of love. And see, that's what our Messiah wanted to show, was that it's love of Him and the Most High that should move us to do things. Before, if you did something wrong, you were stoned. And so you tried not to do something wrong, or you didn't want people to see you doing something wrong because of fear of other people. But when we look and we see that whatever we're doing, it doesn't matter if someone's watching or not, because our love is going to move us to do the right thing. And so this 3 years of isolation has allowed me to get rid of all religion, no matter who it's from, to exercise changes within my life because I've learned that I should be doing it. And because I love enough to do it, because if you're doing things because other people tell you should do it, tell you that you should do it, then you are not doing it at all. Do you understand that? If you are doing it because of other people watching around you and the convictions of others, then you are not doing it at all. So use your isolation and your loneliness and grow in love and allow everything that you do to happen in the dark or in the light. And realize that there's nothing that could make us warm again, nothing that could cover us in security but Him. Shalom and Barak Atah.